How did the disciples of Jesus die? The deaths of the 12 original disciples. Peter, crucified upside down in Rome. Around 68AD, during the persecution by Emperor Nero. Church tradition states he requested this position because he felt unworthy to die in the same manner as Jesus. James, son of Zebedee, James the Great, executed by the sword around 44 AD by order of King Herod Agrippa. He is the only apostle whose execution is explicitly recorded in the New Testament. Acts. John, son of Zebedee, died naturally of old age in Ephesus around 100 AD. He is traditionally believed to be the only apostle who was not martyred, though records state he survived being thrown into a cauldron of boiling oil before being exiled to the island of Patmos. Andrew, crucified on an X-shaped cross in Patras, Greece. Tradition notes he was tied to the cross rather than nailed, prolonging his suffering while he continued to preach to onlookers. Thomas, doubting Thomas, pierced by spears in Mylapore, India. Around 72 AD, he traveled the farthest eastward to establish early Christian communities. Matthew, killed by a sword or spear while ministering in Ethiopia or Persia. Historical accounts vary on whether he was stabbed to death or met a peaceful end, but martyrologies lean toward violent execution. Philip, crucified in Hierapolis, modern-day Turkey. Accounts conflict on whether he was stoned first or hung upside down. Bartholomew, Nathaniel, flayed alive and beheaded in Armenia. Other traditions suggest he may have been drowned or crucified. James, son of Alphaeus, James the Less, stoned and beaten to death with a fuller's club in Jerusalem. Traditions occasionally conflate him with James the Just, the brother of Jesus, who was thrown from the temple pinnacle before being clubbed. Simon the Zealot, sawed in half or crucified while preaching the gospel in Persia. Jude Thaddeus, killed with an axe or arrows in Syria or Persia. He is often recorded as being martyred alongside Simon the Zealot. Judas Iscariot died by suicide. Matthew Biwu states he hanged himself out of remorse for betraying Jesus. Acts 1:18 records a more graphic account where he fell headlong in a field and his body burst open. Matthias, stoned and beheaded. He was chosen to replace Judas Iscariot after the ascension of Jesus. Acts 1:26. Accounts of his death vary, but the prominent tradition is that he was stoned and then beheaded in Jerusalem. This is how disciples of Jesus died. But one apostle who lives long and died of old age was John the Apostle.